Football, the beautiful game. It's a sport that unites billions of people across the globe. From small, dusty fields in the corners of the world to grand stadiums packed with tens of thousands of fans, football transcends borders, languages, and cultures. But behind the magic of 90 minutes on the pitch lies an intricate web of financial powerhouses, corporate strategies, and massive monetary flows. Have you ever wondered how football became one of the most lucrative industries in the world? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the business of football, money, power, and influence. Stay with me, and let's explore together how this sport has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar empire. Football revenue machine. So how exactly does football make so much money? Well, it's not just about what happens on match day. In fact, the money that clubs bring in is spread across 5 major streams. If you think ticket sales are the backbone of a club's revenue, you're in for a surprise. While tickets play a role, the real financial power comes from several other key areas. Matchday revenue. Let's start with matchday revenue. Yes, clubs do make a lot of money from selling tickets, but it's more complex than that. It's not just about how many people show up to watch a game. Clubs earn from everything associated with that experience: hospitality packages, VIP suites, food, drink sales, merchandise, and more. Some of the bigger clubs have hospitality sections where fans are treated to gourmet meals, special privileges, and even meet and greet opportunities with players. These packages can cost thousands of dollars per match, and big clubs rake in millions just from hosting home games. But how much exactly? For example, Manchester United, one of the world's richest football clubs, generated over $110 million in matchday revenue in 2022 alone. A big chunk of that money doesn't come from average tickets but from high-end corporate hospitality sales. So, the next time you see a packed stadium, remember, every single seat represents revenue for the club. Broadcasting rights. Now, let's talk about the real moneymaker for clubs: broadcasting rights. If you've ever wondered why the Premier League is home to the richest clubs in the world, look no further than their TV deals. Over the past 2 decades, broadcasting rights have exploded, with TV networks paying billions for the privilege to air live matches. These deals are lucrative not just for the top-tier clubs, but for every club in the league. Let's break this down. In the 2022-2023 season, the Premier League secured a jaw-dropping $5 billion deal for domestic and international TV rights. That money gets divided between all the clubs in the league. Of course, the higher a club finishes in the league table, the more of that revenue they get. For top clubs like Manchester City or Liverpool, this means hundreds of millions in extra revenue each year. But what makes these TV rights so valuable? It's simple. Football is a global sport. When a club like Chelsea or Real Madrid plays, millions of fans around the world tune in. From the UK to the United States, from Africa to Asia, people want to watch live football, and networks are willing to pay a premium to make sure they can deliver it. Sponsorship and partnerships. And then there's sponsorship, an absolute cash cow for football clubs. Corporations like Adidas, Nike, and Emirates are more than happy to shell out millions to plaster their logos across players' jerseys, training kits, and stadiums. Why? Because football players aren't just athletes anymore. They're global celebrities with massive followings. These sponsorships don't just benefit the clubs but boost the brands involved. Take, for instance, Cristiano Ronaldo deal with Nike. This partnership isn't just about selling football boots. Ronaldo is a walking brand, with over 600 million followers on social media. He's one of the most influential athletes on the planet. Nike's $1 billion lifetime contract with Ronaldo is proof of how powerful these sponsorship deals can be. But sponsorship isn't just limited to players. Every major club has corporate sponsors for nearly everything. The naming rights for stadiums, training grounds, even individual stands can be sold for millions. Emirates, for example, has paid hundreds of millions to have its name associated with both Arsenal Stadium in London and the jerseys of Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. Merchandising. And let's not forget about merchandise sales. From scarves and jerseys to mugs and flags, football clubs have turned their branding into a massive retail operation. Clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid are global brands in themselves. Every year, they sell millions of jerseys, not just in Europe but all over the world. In 2022, Juventus saw a 200% increase in jersey sales within weeks of signing Cristiano Ronaldo. That's the power of merchandising. It's not just about supporting your team, it's about being part of the brand. To the economics of player transfers. Now, let's dive into one of the most intriguing aspects of football finance, player transfers. If you follow football, you know that transfer windows are some of the most exciting and controversial times of the year. But beyond the excitement lies an intricate economic system. The mechanics of player transfers. When a club buys a player, they're essentially making a long-term investment. Transfer fees can range anywhere from a few $100,000 for lesser-known players to hundreds of millions for world-class talent. But where does that money go? Contrary to popular belief, the transfer fee doesn't go to the player. It goes to the selling club. Neymar's record-breaking transfer from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain in 2017 remains the most expensive transfer in football history, with a staggering $263 million fee. This deal wasn't just about getting a player on the pitch. It was about PSG making a statement to the footballing world, player contracts and wages. But it's not just about the transfer fees. Player contracts are another financial juggernaut. Top footballers are among the highest paid athletes in the world, with some earning up to $500,000 a week or more in wages. That's right, $500,000 every single week. Take Lionel Messi, for example. When Messi moved to PSG, his contract made him one of the highest paid athletes in the world. On top of his base salary, he also earns millions from image rights, endorsements, and bonuses. In football, these contracts are meticulously negotiated to maximize both the player's earnings and the club's investment. 3. Football as a global business. But what's truly remarkable about football is how it has become a global business. It's not just confined to Europe anymore. Football has become a worldwide industry, with clubs expanding their reach far beyond their home countries. Global tour and fan bases. Preseason tour are a prime example of football's globalization. In the past, clubs would simply play a few friendly matches before the start of the season. But now, top clubs embark on global tour to promote their brand and build fan bases in new markets. You might see Manchester United playing matches in China, or Barcelona traveling to the United States. These tours aren't just about the games, they're about selling the brand. Merchandise, sponsorship deals, and global exposure drive these tours. In 2022, Real Madrid's preseason tour in the United States generated over $30 million in revenue from ticket sales, sponsorships, and merchandise. It's not just about football anymore, it's about business. The power of international markets. And speaking of global fan bases, clubs have realized that their fans aren't limited to their local regions anymore. Clubs like Manchester City, Liverpool, and Juventus have fan clubs in countries as far as Japan, South Africa, and Mexico. These fans buy jerseys, watch matches, and follow their favorite players on social media. It's an endless cycle of global engagement, and it's paying off big time. In 2022, Premier League clubs earned nearly $2 billion from international TV deals. Countries all over the world are willing to pay to broadcast live football matches because they know their fans will tune in. And with that comes global sponsors, who want their brand in front of as many eyes as possible. 4. Football's future, technology, eSports, and digital innovation. Looking to the future, the business of football is set to expand even further. We're entering an era where technology is transforming the way football is played, watched, and consumed. This is the age of digital football, the rise of eSports. One of the biggest emerging trends in football is eSports. Competitive gaming is becoming a huge industry, and football clubs are jumping on board. Major clubs like Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, and Schalke have launched their own esports teams to compete in games like FIFA. This might seem surprising to traditional football fans, but esports are attracting a younger generation of viewers. With prize money, sponsorship deals, and millions of fans watching online, esports is creating a new revenue stream for football clubs. Digital engagement and social media. Social media has also transformed how football clubs engage with their fans. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, these platforms have become essential tools for clubs to grow their brand and increase their fan base. Clubs are now content creators, releasing behind-the-scenes footage, player interviews, and even exclusive content for their digital followers. Cristiano Ronaldo is a perfect example of the power of social media. He's the most followed individual on Instagram, with over 600 million followers. This isn't just a vanity metric, it's a direct line to millions of potential customers. Every post, every endorsement is worth millions to brands, and clubs are following suit. The unstoppable force of football's business. In the end, football is more than just a sport. It's an unstoppable global business that generates billions of dollars every year. From broadcasting deals to player transfers, from sponsorships to digital engagement, football's financial power continues to grow. As the sport evolves and embraces new technologies, the business side of football will continue to expand into new markets and new opportunities. Thanks for joining us today in uncovering the incredible world of football's business side. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content about the fascinating intersection of football and finance. Until next time, this is Legend Kick.